Thank you for joining us on this part of sports tonight. It's time for us to talk Copa America, and Tayo Salam has once again joined me on this part of the show. For the next few minutes, we're going to be talking Copa America. Of course, don't forget, we said this earlier on the show, Euro 2016 is also on, started today, of course, with that game. That's the game between France and Romania. That's Euro 2016. So there's plenty of football, really, to talk about. But on this show, on this part of the show, we just want to focus on Copa America. Tayo, I was commending you yesterday. You were 100% with your predictions. But something happened yesterday. Uruguay, you were anticipating that they were going to get the win over Venezuela, but it didn't happen. No, it didn't. And unfortunately, it also means the end of the road for Luis Suarez and his colleagues. Yeah,
too bad. You know, sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you get them right. Yeah, so it was one of those days for me. For Uruguay, very disappointing. I thought they should have bounced back against Venezuela. They had the chances. Okay, Suarez was missing. Yeah, but that's not enough for them to, to lose the way.
Someone else should have
stepped up.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got players like Edson Cavani in that side. You know, a good striker on his own day. But he didn't really, he didn't live up at all, and that's why they're going home today. Yeah.
We'll talk about that game and the way they lost that game. It was poor anticipation by the goalkeeper. I didn't know how to deal with the long ball and all of that. We'll talk about it later on the show in a few minutes from now. But let's start off by showing you the results of the games played yesterday. Group C matches played yesterday. Of course, 2 games, second round of matches, moved to Group C. And for us, it was the Uruguay result, losing 0-1 to Venezuela. And of course, Mexico, that started off the campaign on a winning note, continued with the momentum, and they beat Jamaica by 2-0. All right, so those are the results of the games from Group C played yesterday. And of course, those results, Tayo, means that Group C has been decided even before the final round of games are played.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, what it means is Mexico 6 points, Venezuela 6 points, from 2 games, and Uruguay 0, and Jamaica. Yeah, I thought they were going to be the whipping boys, and from the start they own 0 points. It means Mexico and Venezuela are through to the quarterfinals, and Uruguay, Jamaica, they say bye-bye to the competition.
And of course, what that means is that the final round of games in Group C will just be to decide who tops the group and who comes second in the group. And then the game between Uruguay and Jamaica will just probably be for pride. Yes. That's what they will be playing for on the final day. Yep. Well, let's look at this again, Tayo. Group C. That's what it looks like at the moment. Huge disappointment. Those who say that Uruguay is a one-man team, they have every reason to believe that.
Surely, yeah. I'm sure they feel really good about themselves now. They feel smug because they just can't seem to play without Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez, was around there. The coach Oscar Tabarez, could have decided to play him, but he chose against playing it, like I said, before the match started, because he's still, rehabilitating his hamstring injury. He didn't come on at all in that game, and you should have seen him on the bench. He was really fuming. Like, he didn't like what he was seeing at all. At the time, he thought he was going to substitute himself and get on the pitch, but he can't do that as a professional footballer. The coach didn't call on him, and that's why he didn't come on, and they went on to lose that game. Very unfortunate. The wait continues for him. Still hasn't played since getting sent off, at the last World Cup. He's going to have to wait for a while now.
And of course, the story continues as well for Uruguay. Luis Suarez exited the World Cup under very controversial circumstances. Uruguay couldn't go further after he got sent out of the World Cup for what happened in that game against Italy. And now, not being able to play 2 games for Uruguay in Copa America, they've been unable to win a game. All right, so that really shows that Uruguay will probably have to look for some plan B, some plan C, some plan D, anytime Luis Suarez is not on the pitch. Tayo.
Special mention, just before we go on from the Uruguay-Venezuela game, we have to mention Salomon Rondon. He's got that goal for Venezuela, in place of West Brom. He's a very
English Premier League.
He's a decent striker, and he took his chance when he had it.
All right, so that's it. So Venezuela going through to the quarterfinals. Let's move now to the group that has the defending champion and the losing finalist. I mean, the two teams that played the final of the last edition of Copa America are in Group D. And in a few hours from now, we'll be playing the second round of games in Group D. Let's start by showing you the fixtures, letting you see the fixtures for the games to be played in a few hours from now in Group D. Chile will be looking to bounce back against Bolivia. They won't want what happened to Uruguay to happen to them. And Argentina will want to continue the good run against Panama. Today. Let's start with the first one. Chile against Bolivia, everything for Chile to play for in this one.
Surely, I mean, defending champions, they started the competition with a loss. So they are condemned to winning this particular game against Bolivia. They've got a very good record against Bolivia. They've met about 13 times. They've won 9, drawn twice and lost the remaining 2. So you expect Chile, Alexis Sanchez, Eduardo Vargas and the likes, to go into this game confident of actually emerging with all 3 points. I think that's what they'll do against Bolivia. It'll be very embarrassing if they go out at this stage. So, yeah, Chile will beat Bolivia, to get off the mark in this group.
Yeah, they need to beat Bolivia, as you said, and they'll be looking at Alexis Sanchez and some of those guys that were very, very key to their winning Copa America last year. To do it again tonight, they need to really bounce back, and if they don't do it against Bolivia, they'll be joining Uruguay on the way out.
Yes. Yeah, they'll be getting on the plane and going home, and that will be very, very disappointing. So, like I said, Tony, I expect Chile to beat Bolivia tonight to get off the mark in this group.
Let's talk about the other one. The other game of this group, that's a massive one. Argentina against Panama. All eyes on the return of the little man. He's been cleared to be a part of this one, and all eyes will be on him. In his absence, Argentina was still able to get the job done against Chile. But this time, we expect that they take it a level higher.
Of course. Whenever you have Lionel Messi in the lineup, your chances of actually winning, are a lot better. So with the return of Lionel Messi, I expect Argentina to be in full flow tonight when they take on Panama. I mean, Argentina playing Panama is like Brazil playing Haiti, and I expect a very comprehensive victory. I mean, look at the stars on parade: Mascherano, Sergio Aguero, Lionel Messi, Angel Di Maria, Gonzalo Higuain,
Eva Banega, who had a good goal in the first game.
Exactly. So it's great players all over the park. Experience right there. Zabaleta, we just saw on the screen there. So Argentina, Panama, come on, it's a no-brainer. Argentina will win that one.
Tayo, after today's, in a few hours, after the second round of games in Group D, we would have seen all the teams at Copa America at least twice.
2 games each.
All right, and then we can begin to make up our minds now. Those who are looking good, those that we feel can go all the way. To the crucial stages of Copa America. Are you beginning to identify some of those teams that you feel, after seeing them in the second round of games, they look like they have the consistency, the quality to go very far in this competition?
Yeah, I've got 2 teams in mind. First of all, I've got Colombia. They're through to the quarterfinals already, and they've been very impressive in the way they've approached the games they've played so far. My second team, the team I think might just be the dark horse, has to be Mexico. We didn't talk about them because they played actually, yesterday as well to Mexico. They won their game 2-0 over Jamaica. You seem to have a lot of time for Chicharito, one of the best strikers in the world. Got a goal in that one as well. So Mexico, Colombia, those 2 sides are the teams to really watch out for. If the draw, if the quarterfinal fixtures, go in their favor and they get to meet teams that are not Argentina or Brazil Brazil, they might really go far in the competition. So, yeah, for me, Mexico right now and Colombia, until we see Argentina later today play.
The second game?
Yeah, the second game. I'm not going to say much about them.
What about the Brazilians?
Yeah, the Brazilians as well, too. I mean, we saw they had to come back, you know, beat Haiti, but Haiti is really, it's not a strong opposition. So I'm yet to, you know, decide on that Brazilian side until I see them play, you know, stronger opposition. So for me, Brazil, I'm still keeping my thoughts to myself.
All right, thank you so much, Taya, for
It's always great to be here, too.
yeah, for giving us all your thoughts around Copa America. Well, enjoy the games in a few hours from now. Of course, when we return on this show, on this segment of the show on Monday, we'll be taking a look at all the predictions as well. But we have to wrap it up on this part of the show on Sports Tonight. Sports Tonight continues in a moment. Join us again.